Hello from Scremiston, home of Berwick Rugby Club, and we're here for our commentary game, which you can see highlights of tomorrow on Borders Rugby Television. But let's start our look at the National League at Poynder Park, where Kelso took on unbeaten Biggar. A report now from Andrew Fleming.
A game of two halves is the only way to describe the encounter at Poynder Park this afternoon, as Biggar overturned a 14-point deficit at the break to record a bonus point victory over Kelso. Kelso fly half Dwayne Patterson and visiting centre Andrew Jardine exchanged early penalties before Keith Melbourne showed a great turn of pace to score the game's first try in 12 minutes with a powerful surge to the line. It would get better for Kelso when front row Terry Logan buried his way over from close range, with Patterson again adding the extras. Jardine slotted a second Biggar penalty in the closing stages of the first half to make the half-time score Kelso 20, Biggar 6. The visitors made their intentions clear right from the off in the second period, with numerous onslaughts in the Kelso 22. The home side withstood the early pressure, but on 53 minutes Donald Vos found his way over the line close to the posts for a converted score to make it 20-13. In a second half dominated by Biggar in terms of both possession and territory, some fine hands in midfield allowed Andrew Lamb to finish off a move in the left-hand corner to bring his side within 2 points. The visitors then took the lead for the first time with 5 minutes remaining after Alistair Warnock powered his way over the line for a second try in quick succession. There was still time in the closing stages for a stunning coast-to-coast move, with Rowan Stewart securing the bonus point, much to the delight of the large travelling support. A tough result to take for Kelso, who led for much of the game. After the defeat, I spoke to Kelso vice-captain Frankie Robson.
It was a close game, it was a hard-fought one, but hats off to Biggar. They came back, they played well in the second half, and they probably edged it in the end. They probably deserved to win after the second half that they played, I would say.
In the first 40 minutes, obviously, very strong performance from Kelso. Was maybe slight of frustration you weren't further ahead at the break?
Quite possibly, yeah. We did play well. The first half in particular, the only time Biggar were really in our half was through 1-2 penalties in a row, That's something we definitely need to work on. But yeah, we could have and probably should have been further ahead at half time, yeah.
What do you feel the turning point in the game was?
Came out second half, they were camped in our 22 for a good 10-15 minutes. We kept them out for a long time, and I think probably the second try in a row, they scored 2 in quick succession. It kind of put us on the back foot a little bit there, I would say, yeah.
Gallagher's game at Dundee was postponed due to COVID in the Dundee camp, but Melrose's game at home to Cartha Queen's Park went ahead, and Graham Dodds saw this one.
Cartha certainly got off to the best start in the opening exchanges. Melrose a little bit naive in their own 22, trying to play too much rugby, eventually getting turned over. Donald Crawford was kicking really well out of hand. Predominant pressure led to a penalty for Melrose, Rolly Blett kicking it over to make it 3-0. Star performers for the first half for Melrose were Craig Fairbairn. He was everywhere. Unfortunately, just before half time, he had to go off with a fairly heavy dunt to the shoulder. Jack Dobie made some really good inroads into the Cartha Queen's Park defence, and eventually, later in that move, Sam Derrick picked from the side of the ruck and dived over for the first try. There's a free kick scrum which Cartha eventually scored a try from after an excellent rolling maul, 10-all, and Cartha were certainly coming stronger into the game. Just before half time, Richard Ferguson was sin-binned for collapsing the maul, fairly plain for everybody to see. Cartha Queen's Park kick to the corner, very, very effective driving maul. Half time, 15-10 to Cartha. Melrose came out after half time and really took the game to Cartha Queen's Park. Although the first try of the half came through Graham Williamson for Cartha Queen's Park to take them 22-10 up. After this, it was one-way traffic for Melrose, who scored 24 unanswered points, 3 converted tries and a penalty, 2 from Lewis Mallon and 1 from Jack Dobie. Performers on the day were Jack Dobie and Sam Derrick in the forwards, and Lewis Mallon, who started on the wing and finished in the back row for Melrose. Donald Crawford kicked well out of hand, and Melrose held on for a 34-22 victory.
Tough game. I think we probably made it hard for ourselves at times. Cartha, they were actually late off the bus, so we kind of thought we'd catch them in the first 10 minutes, but it was actually quite the opposite. They were really good in the first half, played the territory well, and as I say, we just didn't get out our own half. But second half we came good. Really pleased with the way we stuck to our game plan. We got there in the end, but good 5 points.
Yeah, we got there in the end. We made life pretty difficult for ourselves the first half an hour. Our exit plays we struggled with at times, but the belief was there. The boys really frightened up, and we got into a stride that last half an hour. We knew, trying to keep the tempo throughout the game, that Cartha would tire, and that proves to be so. So we're delighted with the 5 points, and it's good to get a win after that loss last week. So the boys are chuffed. I'll look forward to next week.
In the other National 1 results, Boroughmuir lost at home to Stirling Wolves by 38 points to 6, but Heriot's Blues recorded a really good home win against Ayr by 27 points to 22. Meanwhile, Highland beat Watsonians 40 points to 10. Well, International 2 and Peebles were playing an undefeated team for the third week running, this time Dumfries Saints at the Guides. Bill Polson saw this one.
Peebles ended Dumfries' winning run in a keenly contested match at the Guides. A penalty by Peebles standoff Greg Rayburn brought the first point after 29 minutes, and 4 minutes later, home wing Scott Stoddart scored a good try close to the posts from Lewis McLennan's pass after a line break just inside the visitors' half. Rayburn added the extras. As it happened at the start of the first half, Dumfries pressed immediately. Play resumed after the interval. Second row, Ben Watson got Saints on the scoreboard with a penalty after 55 minutes. However, 11 minutes later, Rayburn's second penalty put Peebles more than one score ahead. From this point, Peebles were prominent in their opponent's 22, but a couple of home surges were repulsed before late on, Rayburn crashed over for a try from a tap penalty close to the line and then kicked the conversion. The home standoff completed the scoring, keeping added time with the third penalty. Peebles' coach, Lewis Bertram, was delighted with his team's win and hailed the work of the back row both in defence and attack, although Greg Rayburn had scored the bulk of the points in the National League 2 encounter, which ended Peebles 23, Dumfries Saints 3.
This was an important game for both sides and it was always going to be close, but Berwick took just 10 minutes to score with Ali Greaves sniping through to get the try converted by Jack Webster. Howe of Fife hit back almost immediately with a deserved score after a sustained bout of pressure, and it was their flying winger Sean Murray, and I really do mean that literally, as he's a pilot for Virgin Airways, who touched down to bring his team right back into it, with Ian Aitken converting, and I promise no more puns for the rest of the report. Right on half-time, Jack Webster kicked a penalty to make it 10-7 at the break. Howe of Fife could have equalised after the second half got underway when they were awarded a penalty in front of the posts, but they opted for the quick tap, which didn't come off on this occasion. Howe of Fife had plenty of chances to score, but they were either in touch or they were held up over the line, much to their frustration. And their frustration was compounded even more when Ali Greaves found a gap to go in for his second try. Webster goaled the 2 points, but scrum half Andrew Harley enjoyed scoring this try for the visitors, finding a gap in the Berwick defence to take the score to 17-14 with Aitken's conversion. Webster kicked a penalty with 10 minutes to go and then in stoppage time dropped the sweetest of goals to send Howe of Fife back with no points at all. A highly entertaining game though from two exciting attacking teams, but it ended at Scremerston, Berwick 23, Howe of Fife 14.
Could have went either way, to be honest. It's good defence. We're quite solid. Just silly mistakes, penalties that normally kind of costs us, which we got a yellow card and they scored, and that's kind of where it comes from really. It's the yellow cards and penalties which we need kind of lose, and hopefully we should play a little bit better after that.
And what a sweet drop goal that was from Jack.
I said to Jack just now, I was like, you wouldn't have done that if the cameras weren't here. So I think he'll be getting fined when we get in the clubhouse for that.
Yes, well of course it stops him getting a point.
Yes, no, that's the thing, so it takes it away from them. But it was a good game by everyone really. It was enjoyable to watch.
Got to mention about your two tries, of course, from a combined distance of a couple of metres or something?
Probably, that's the way I like it. I don't like I had my little gallop right at the very start and I thought, that's a bit too far to run. So.
And you never disappoint us, you always love to kick.
It's bred into me. I played football until I was 16, 17, so, and even last year when there was no rugby, I played for my local team, so it was just, I like kicking. I can kick it, that's the main thing.
And you do pretty well, apart from that one time.
Except for that second one and the two at Murrayfield, that's about it.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Anyway, a great result for Berwick today, well done.
No, thank you, Stuart, thank you.
Finally, into the East Leagues, and Duns went down to league leaders Ross High in Division 1. Langham cut loose to extend their unbeaten record in Division 2 with a 67-17 thrashing of North Berwick. Eddie Turner getting a hat-trick, Ricky Chiora a brace, and an 11-try rout with Nathan Smith kicking 6 conversions. But in Division 3, a good win for Earlston against Liberton.
Really good day today. Boys went in, took the win. 2 tries for Mark Stewart, 1 for the brother Ali. Boys done really well. Our defence again, really good. I can't fault them at all for that. The boys stuck in, do you know what I mean? First half, we were just setting off them, no meeting tackles, but we came back out fighting in that second half, and we managed to take the win for it. So I'm really chuffed for the boys this week, and we're going to Lismore next week, so hopefully I'll have another win under the cards, but just have to wait and see. But now the boys stuck in, I'm really proud of them, and hopefully tonight there'll be a few sore heads in the morning. So yeah, well done to the boys today.
And that's your National League and East League roundup for today.